something about it. Chip got the flow wide open if you got questions about it. Man, it's the show that brings you to your raw. To solve all problems, it starts with real talk. Real talk. It's 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 real talk. Yeah. Welcome to Real Talk with your host, Chip Washington. It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
And here we go on this Monday evening. Ladies and gentlemen, do you believe it is already July? We are past the halfway point of this year. It's July 7th, 2025, 6 o'clock straight up, which means it is time for an all-new live and all-new Real Talk Memphis. I am your humble host. My name is Chip Washington. Sitting in the air chair this evening. Glad to be here. If you're out there, glad to have you out there as well. I hope you had a wonderful extended holiday weekend. Friday was the 4th of July. I'm sure many of you did your thing. Whatever your thing is, I'm hoping that you had a good time doing your thing and that it was fun for you and those around you as well. We have a good show for you tonight. I think we do. I always feel confident that we do, but the rest is up to you, of course. And speaking of what's up to you is how you get this fine piece of radio broadcasting. I am just, it really touches my heart that you would ask that question. So there's many ways that you can do that. 91.7 on your FM dial right now, WYXR, is where you can find me. Also on the WYXR app, we are available as well. You can also find us on TuneIn, TUNEIN. Put in the search Real Talk with Chip, whatever, blah, blah. It should pop up. And in the next day or two, well, first of all, let me back up. We are live streaming tonight on Facebook Live. So you can check us out there if you choose to do so. Next day or so, once the show is posted, you can find us on YouTube. And as we are a podcast, you can find us after the show is posted on your favorite podcast platform. How about that? Pretty good stuff, huh? Right. So anyway, there's a plethora of ways to get this show. And if there's any show you missed, you can go to the WYXR website, scroll down to the podcast platform, and you can see, all the folks who have podcasts and click on whichever one that you want to, which I would assume would be mine if you're listening to this show. And it'll bring up, all kind of shows that I have done for the last several years since I have been on this fine radio station. As far as guests tonight are concerned, we are going to be talking in just a few minutes to Glen Thomas. Who is Glen Thomas? He is the Public Information Officer for the Memphis Airport Authority, or the airport. I told him earlier, I said, last time you and I had a conversation was 4 years ago. And so I'm assuming that a few things have happened within the airport structure. If you've not been out there, a lot has happened out there. It's a nice place. It really is. And now they're doing another construction project out there, new terminals and new whole 9 yards. And of course, I'm to understand that the airport will soon be renamed in honor of Fred Smith, the founder of FedEx. So we'll talk about some of the changes at the airport. We'll talk about some of the new routes that they have, new airlines, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, big deal there. A little bit later on, we're going to be talking now. There are a lot of folks out here who love NBA basketball. And we have an NBA team here called the Grizzlies. But I wanted to talk a little bit about this from the perspective of a 30-year veteran NBA announcer. Matt Pinto is his name. He will join me at the bottom of this hour. He is the radio play-by-play voice for the Oklahoma City Thunder, who happen to be the 2025 NBA champions. He's been there for 17 years. So I want to get his perspective on being a part of a championship team and how all that came about. More importantly, his thoughts on the Grizzlies, his thoughts on the NBA as a whole. So I look forward to that. By the way, he is my childhood friend. We have known each other since we were teens. So I look forward to having that conversation. A little bit later on, we will talk to Chef Wykey. Now, I don't know how many of you are familiar with that name that I just mentioned, Chef Wykey, Wykey. A Taste of Drea's is part of that name, and that is she's a caterer in this city, and many of you might have used or utilized her services at one point or another. Well, she is starting to venture out just a bit. She can add author to her name. She wrote a book dedicated to children and their may perceived love of cooking and all things in reference to that. So I look forward to having a conversation with her about that a little bit later on in the broadcast. But first things first, ladies and gentlemen, June is a busy month. Well, June was a busy month in terms of birthdays. And now that we've leaped into July, many of you have birthdays in this month. Many of you have birthdays on this particular date. So we like to do a little thing we like to call a shout out, which is basically us shouting you out and letting everybody know, hey, it's your birthday, but I can't do that until I say, hit it, Brent. Yeah, we have a few birthdays we want to talk about today. So let's get to it. Loretta Martin celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday, Loretta. Burdell Jackson, happy birthday to you on this day. Happy birthday, Carrie Lacker, celebrating her birthday today. Jennifer Smith, happy birthday to you. Tiffany Woods celebrating her birthday today, as is Yolanda Hurd, Heard. Happy birthday to each and every one of you. Now, this would be the part of the show where Lola would come up to the microphone if she has a particular birthday shout out that she would like to offer. But we're not doing that today because I'm going to do the shout out because today is Lola's birthday. DJ Lola celebrating her birthday on this day. And she's not with us this evening. She's sunning and funning somewhere, in the world. You never can tell where she is. But for Brent and myself and all of us here at Real Talk Memphis, DJ Lola, we love you. We hope that you're having an amazing time. We know you are. And we wish you a very, very happy birthday from Brent and myself and all those folks who are big fans of yours. Thank you, Brent. Appreciate it. So there you go. I hope she'll if she didn't listen to it, she's not listening to us now. She'll catch it at some particular point in time, because I told her earlier, I said, big shout out coming tonight for your birthday. So I'm sure she appreciates that as well. Let's go through a couple of news and notes here. And these. Well, first of all, I want to do a couple of death notices here. Condolences to the family, friends, and most importantly, the work colleagues of Gary White. Gary White was a member of the Memphis Fire Department. The Memphis Fire Department. He's been with them since 1998. He was involved in a motorcycle accident last night that unfortunately claimed his life on 240. And so a lot of folks are reeling from that news. As I said, he's been a public servant for a very, very long time. And we extend our deepest thoughts and sincere condolences to his family, to his professional family, to his colleagues, and his friends out there as well who are dealing with the loss. Also, and this is a big story in the national news right now, condolences to all of the victims who had died in the flash flooding emergency event that happened in Kerrville, Texas. It happened last Friday, where a flash flood event came rolling through that community there, that town and community, and just swept away dozens and dozens and dozens of people. Apparently, it mounted a wall of water about 20 feet high. I can't even imagine that. I can't even imagine what that looks like. Extraordinary damage and devastation. At last count, and I heard it right before I came on the air tonight, that there were 104 people who have perished so far in this flooding event. Many of them were children. There are at least 20 to 24 individuals who have not been accounted for as of yet. They were, and the kids that I was talking about were at a day camp called Camp Mystic. And it was 27 people, children and counselors at Camp Mystic alone there perished in this flooding event. And again, there's still about 24 people who are still reported missing. At last count, 104 victims have been found. This is just awful. It's absolutely awful. And may I take a point of personal privilege to say that we ought to at least pause from our so-called busy lives and schedules to at least offer a prayer to those folks in Texas and those folks who are affected, the families who have lost loved ones, the children who will never grow up to realize their full potential, families who no longer have, mothers or fathers or aunts or uncles or grandparents because of this storm. Just a tragic set of circumstances. Now, of course, now all the questions are starting to wonder, were they notified in time by the National Weather Service? Did they get this? Did they get that? All of that will come soon enough. But again, we extend our sincere condolences to all of those who were affected, the family, the friends, the colleagues, the associates of all of those who are no longer with us. And may their memories always, always be a blessing to each and every one of us. So did you hear that Elon Musk, the guy that's behind the XAI project here in the South Memphis area, he bought a natural gas turbine power plant over the weekend. When you're the richest man in the world, you can do things like that, and he did that. And all intentions are he bought this power plant from overseas. And what's he going to do? He's going to bring it here to Memphis to fuel the supercomputer facility here. Now, before you all start, using untoward language and become upset, this is news, and this is what happened. The Shelby County Health Department, by the way, last Friday issued and said that they did indeed give the permit to the XAI folks for running these gas turbines, so they're legal in that respect. But obviously, hearing about the fact that he bought a gas turbine power plant from overseas and plans to plant it right down there in the Boxtown area of South Memphis doesn't sit well with a lot of the residents there and a lot of other folks. So it's one of those things like, here we go again, right? Or when do we get enough of all of this? So again, the health department did come out on Friday and say that they did approve the permit to allow the gas turbines to operate last week. So that's a stay tuned moment. At some particular point in time, I'm going to get State Representative Justin Pearson and his brother, Keyshawn, who's over the pollution organization, anti-pollution organization, to come on the show and talk more about this because they're not too happy about any of this. State Representative from Tennessee, Mark Green, announced on social media, of all things, on the 4th of July that he is retiring from Congress pretty much effective immediately. He stayed, I guess, to support the vote for the president's beautiful bill that, by the way, will put thousands and thousands of folks off of Medicare in the next couple of years as well. But that's a whole nother story. He's going to resign effective July 20th, and there will be a special election in his place. Question is, will there be a Republican elected, or will there be a Democrat elected? One never knows these days. That's a quick look at news and notes. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, let us get into this Monday edition of Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. You know who you are. Brand's with me. And we're going to take a quick time out, and we'll be right back. Don't go away.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest? Or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Support for WYXR comes from Rootstock Wine Merchants. Located at 644 Madison in the Edge District, Rootstock is committed to bringing Memphis wines from small, independent producers with minimal intervention. More information on Rootstock's full selection of wine, beer, and spirits and online ordering available at rootstockmemphis.com.
Support from WYXR comes from Sunset Jazz at Court Square, a free, family-friendly concert series presented by Just Jazzin', downtown Memphis and City of Memphis. Held every second Sunday from May through October, this annual event brings the smooth sounds of Memphis jazz to the heart of downtown at 62 North Main Street. Each show spotlights local talent in a wide range of styles, from straight ahead to swing. More information can be found at sunsetjazzmemphis.com.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this beautiful Monday evening in the city. Chip with you, and before I bring in my first guest, I'm looking on the Facebook Live line. My brother in Los Angeles, California, he is out there checking us out tonight and listening to the broadcast. So it's good to see my brother Mike out there. Bobby, Auntie Bobby is checking out the show. Uncle Calvin is checking out the show tonight. My son is checking out the show tonight. It's a family thing. Anyway, we're glad to have everybody who might be catching us this evening on board. We appreciate it. My first guest is someone who I told earlier we have not spoken since 2021. That's the last time he's been on this show. And he is the Public Information Officer for the Memphis Airport Authority. His name is Mr. Glen Thomas, and he joins me now. Glen, it's great to see you, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, and I really can't believe it's been 4 years since I've been on the show.
It has been a long time. That's the last time we communicated on LinkedIn, but it's really good to see you, and I took note of that as well. So listen, the Memphis International Airport is one of the pride and joys of the city. You guys have been busy the last few years in terms of creation of new terminals. There are new routes coming through here now. You got a construction site going on right now out there. You're doing some more changes and some improvements. Am I right when I say that the Memphis Airport Authority is doing big things for our city?
Definitely, and we understand that we are one of the top economic engines in the Mid-South. So we're very aware of our role in the local economy and with the community.
In saying that, we just had a big holiday weekend, and you all always let us know kind of what kind of crowds you expect. I don't know if you got totals in, from the fourth 3-day weekend or whatever. But how did things look, and how did things go from your perspective?
Everything went smoothly. I know we've had some bad weather the past few weeks, but all in all, everything went quite well. We were expecting about 59,000 people to pass through the checkpoint during that period. We haven't gotten the final numbers yet, but it was definitely busy, but pretty spread out over a few days.
Yeah, absolutely that. And I was there myself. Took off and went to the West Coast for a quick dash trip, a couple of days. Everything went very smooth and no hiccups. And one of the things that I did notice, and of course, we have a new, concourse there, but it really looks, and I had mentioned this, before, it really looks great in there, Glen. I mean, there have been, I think you all have taken, the authority has taken a lot of pride and a lot of effort in really upgrading the look of our airport. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, we opened the concourse a few years ago, and certainly, it continues to get a lot of compliments. It was really built for the modern traveler. And what we're looking to do now is do the same thing to our arrivals and departures area in check-in. You can hear that I have dogs, and They are
It's okay.
they are very actively protecting perceived threats out front.
Okay.
But we have already begun this project. It's a $700+ million project.
Wow.
It is the largest construction project in the history of the airport. So this one's going to take several years. Like I said, we've begun. There haven't been a whole lot of passenger impacts so far, but that will change. Obviously, we're going to be working to replace the drive that's in front of the ticketing area. And that is going to cause some changes for sure. And then we're going to get into the terminal. It's going to be a couple years before we do that.
Yeah, I was going to say that is going to require some adjustment on everybody's part. How far out, Glenn, from a project like this? And you mentioned it's the largest capital project, in the city that they've seen. When you start planning for things like that, when you start looking ahead for things like that, how far out does the planning for something like this take?
It can take years of planning, to be honest with you. And those plans evolve as you get into certain aspects. For example, right now we're creating another lane down on the arrivals level where people leave baggage claim. That lane will be where Uber and Lyft and the taxis operate. And in working on that requires that the outer drive be replaced. And that's what we're going to be doing for the next couple years once we move Uber and Lyft. But in working on that, we discovered that the tunnels underneath the airport that are not in use, but they needed to be filled before we could work on replacing that drive. So you can do a lot of design work, architecture, et cetera, and planning. But sometimes once you get into the work, some of that changes, and that can affect timelines and the steps that you're going to take.
One thing I noticed traveling from place to place, airport to airport, is the unique pride I think all of these cities seem to have, in themselves and in their communities. We are no exception to that rule, but I think we're a little more special here in Memphis in terms of our musical heritage and history and art and a lot of other things in reference to that. How important is that, Glenn, for you folks who work out there every day? Is when people walking back and forth through these concourses and they see these great restaurants and they see art and a lot of other things. There's a lot that goes into this, but I mean, how important is that from you, from the aesthetics perspective and just from the feel good perspective of our city that you want to portray to everybody else that's coming through?
Certainly, we understand that essentially, as one of our board members has put it, we're the handshake to the city. So we want the airport to reflect our community and our culture and all of the great things about our city. So when we redid the concourse, it was crucial for us to have artwork from Memphis artists or artists that had a connection to Memphis, to have a music stage and have Memphis artists playing on that from time to time. We want the airport to be a reflection of the community, and really the redesign, the modernization of the concourse allowed us to put a lot more emphasis on that.
Absolutely, it really is very, very impressive. Wanted to ask you about one thing that people are always paying attention to. New routes, and I know that you've incorporated at least 7 new routes, and I don't know what you can tell us about what the future holds, but why was it important to do that?
Well, we've actually had 9 routes announced in 2025. So
okay.
we've got a new airline in Breeze. They're currently serving Tampa and Raleigh-Durham, and they're adding Pensacola this fall. Delta has added both Austin, and then JFK in New York will be added this fall. Spirit added Fort Lauderdale and Detroit. And we've got a couple of in-state routes that one has begun already with Southwest launching Nashville service. And then this fall, Allegiant is going to launch a Knoxville route. So for students and parents of Knoxville University, UT students, I think that's going to be a welcome addition.
Wow, that's pretty good stuff. I will tell you, I was on the Nashville to Memphis flight yesterday from Southwest. Okay. So, and everything went fine. Well, we left out of there a little late, but that was a weather issue. Other than but other than that, everything went fine. Yeah, I think that's going to be a a pretty neat addition. I will say one thing. I have family members that live out on the West Coast in Los Angeles, and I about cried when Allegiant left here because they had a nonstop going to LA. So if you ever find another one, Glenn, if y'all looking around out there for another nonstop, I would appreciate a nonstop from Memphis to Los Angeles. That's just a personal thing.
Absolutely. Well, we still do have service to LAX, I believe, on American. I need to double check that for you. You'd think I'd know.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. One final thing before I let you go. We lost a giant, a titan here a few weeks back. Fred Smith, the founder of FedEx. Of course, obviously, the airport means so much, to his organization and really to all of us. And I'm to understand that approval has been has there been approval for the an official name change of the airport to his name that you can tell me?
Yes, our board passed a resolution at their latest meeting to instructing us to begin the plans of renaming the airport in his name. We don't have a particular name yet. That's part of our list of things to do. But it's certainly an honor for us to be tasked with this, and really it is reflective of his impact on not only the airport, but the Memphis community, and really impacted the world with FedEx, and not just FedEx, but all of the community involvement that he was involved with as well. So we are honored to work on that. It will be probably a fairly lengthy process. There are a lot of things that we've got to do from an operational and logistical standpoint.
Yeah.
But we will be working on this immediately, and we are happy to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. That I was going to ask you about the time frame, but I would have thought that this is a process. It's going to take a process to get it done. But Glenn, we really appreciate you coming on the show. Glen Thomas, ladies and gentlemen, the Public Information Officer for the Memphis Airport Authority, updating us on new routes and the new look. And so look, with the next little bit here, these construction projects they got going on outside, it's going to take a while, so pack your patience, as he said, but they'll get us through it, and we'll get us through it together. Glenn, thank you, man. It's great to see you again. Thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Take care, man. Thank you. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, it's good. We had talked in for some years, so it's good to get caught up on all the doings at the airport. And of course, they have approved unanimously that the name change of the airport. I was looking at the name when I was leaving there yesterday. I said, well, I don't know how much longer we're going to see Memphis International Airport, but it is, that's part of the progress as well. Thank Glenn for coming on the show tonight. And travel is ever evolving and ever changing. I'm not a big traveler. I know many folks are, but I like to get on and get off quick, get where I'm going, and then move forward. Let us take a break, and when we come back, we're going to shift gears and talk a little bit about basketball. That's all I'm going to tell you. This is Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
WYXR and Memphis Listening Lab Stereo Sessions is back, this time with a deep cut from soul history. Join us Wednesday, July 9th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Memphis Listening Lab as we revisit Love Anonymous, the 1977 album by the Masqueraders, released on Isaac Hayes' short-lived Hot Butter Soul label. We'll play the album from start to finish and unpack the stories behind it with the Masqueraders in the building as our guide. RSVP at stereosessions.wyxr.org. This stereo session is presented by Memfo, Via Productions, and Independent Bank, and is sponsored by Shangri-La Records.
Support for WYXR comes from the Museum of Science and History, presenting the return of Laser Live, a monthly concert series running July through November in the AutoZone Sharp Planetarium. Each event features live bands with laser light shows, with WYXR DJs providing a pre-show set at 6 p.m. More information and tickets can be found at moshmemphis.com/laser-live.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this beautiful Monday evening in the city. Chip with you. And, a lot of us love the NBA. We love NBA basketball. We have a team here called Grizzlies. We love our Grizzlies. And, I thought that it was important. And I thought about this recently. We don't talk a lot about the NBA on this broadcast, but I happen to have someone I'm very close to who has been in the NBA as a league announcer for 30 years. He is the play-by-play radio voice for the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, by the way, are the NBA champions. And he joins me now. His name is Matt Pinto. And, brother, it's good to see you. How are you tonight?
I'm great, Bentley. How are you?
Oh, see there, that's just wrong. See, well, that's
off to a good start.
Yeah, we're off to a wonderful start here. You got jokes tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So Matt and I we're childhood friends. We've known each other since we were teens, and we went to the same broadcasting school together. That's where we met. Don Martin School of Communication. You remember that, brother?
I do, like yesterday.
Yeah.
We had some incredibly awesome times. You and I bonded as brothers way back then, and that has not changed. What's wild, Chip, is that we maybe don't talk for months, and then as soon as we connect, it's like we visited yesterday.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely that. And I love you to death. You're my brother. Absolutely that. So listen, congratulations, sir, on being part of the 2025 NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder. Has that sunk in yet?
Well, I played an incredibly integral role in it all happening. Really hasn't. I mean, it's very surreal. I've had an opportunity, been very blessed to be in the league as a broadcaster for 35 years, twice calling the NBA Finals in the 2012 season with the Thunder. They lost to Miami in 5 games. And then this run for the second youngest team to ever get to the NBA Finals. And they followed the lead of the 1977 Portland Trailblazers, the youngest team ever to win it by winning it. So it was a phenomenal season. It's a team unlike any I've been around or associated with, Chip, in my 35 years in the league, in that there were just no agendas. I mean, the team was about winning. The only thing that mattered was the scoreboard. The stat sheet was never relevant to anybody on the team. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander took that next giant step as the MVP of the league. And these guys loved to defend. And they had multiple defenders that could stop the point of attack to get out on the perimeter and really smother the opposition when they had the ball and get out, forcing turnovers to run. So it was a snowball effect throughout the course of the season. They win 68 regular season games. Then the talk is they're just too young to win it. Only their second season in the playoffs, the core anyway. They added Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein, a couple of more veteran sort of laden players in the offseason.
Sure.
And it all clicked. It just came together. And despite not having a full roster, not healthy any single game in the regular season, they got healthy in the playoffs and rode that to a championship. So I still tell everybody around me, pinch me. Was that real? Was that a dream? Incredible. It really was.
Absolutely that. And, just a few short years ago, and you and I were talking, and I remember you were like, man, they're blowing up the whole team. It's awful. I mean, and they were bad. Just a few years ago. But this coach was able to, and I guess they rebuilt this entire roster and got all these young guys to playing. And as you said, there is a bond on that team. You can visibly see that bond and how they play for each other. They don't play independently and separately, and it was a beautiful thing to watch. Now, when you were here in town and when you all were playing the Grizzlies, in this round. Of course, Matt did say that they were gonna win this thing. Beat our guys, and that's I still love him for that, even though he said that because he was right. But in that last game, what did you see, if anything, in terms of the Grizzlies that made you think to yourself, because that last game of the series was you told me, we talked later, you said that was the best game of the series. Do you think they have a little bit of a nucleus here? What do you think based on what you saw?
Well, they've got to make a decision around Ja, I think. Obviously, they're all in on Jaren Jackson Jr., given the contract extension he signed during this offseason. There's just a lot of talk around, is Ja Morant a guy long-term in Memphis? There have been some different tentacles to what's gone on with him off the court. Obviously, the talent is undeniable on the court when he's focused and when he's healthy. But they've got to make a determination, because he's a superstar level talent that has a superstar level persona. Is that the persona the Memphis Grizzlies want to carry forth long term? I mean, they've got to make that decision, Chip, and I think that's a big one for them. They've done some nice things this offseason. This is a team a few years ago that was at the 50-win plateau, a top 3 seed in the Western Conference. So they have the personnel, if they can pull it all together, and they can begin working together under a new head coach.
Speaking of that, how shocked were you when they fired their head coach with 9 games left in the season? I know this whole city was in shock mode for a few days after that. What do you think?
Well, I mean, the behind the scenes stories was Tuomas Isalo, the guy that's now the head coach, was brought in with the thought of potentially making this move. This is a guy that has a pedigree in Europe, apparently an outstanding reputation. When a head coach is forced to bring an assistant in and he's paid a high-level salary, I think immediately a head coach begins to feel pretty wary about his own security. Mm-hmm. And I think that was going on behind the scenes. I do think Taylor Jenkins at some point lost touch with getting the team on the same page. They suffered some big losses. They had a rough time beating high-level plus 500 teams over the final 2.5 or so months of the regular season. So the handwriting seemed to be on the wall, but I don't recall seeing a head coach dismissed in the way he was as late as he was. And yet the Denver Nuggets trumped that a few days later in firing Michael Malone with like 9 days left in the regular season. It was a crazy finish to the regular season in the NBA.
So now that you've climbed the mountain, and you've been the voice of the Thunder for 17 years now, I believe, and now that you've climbed to the top of the mountain, the questions are starting to wonder, can they do it again? No one has repeated in God knows how long. From your particular point of view, what do you think in terms of the nucleus? Could they possibly pull this off again?
Well, their head coach, Mark Daigneault, has referred to them as an uncommon team. They are so young, and yet they exude this maturity and this confidence and this, team level commitment. I think they certainly are capable. Now, can Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren continue to support Shai Gilgeous-Alexander the way they did on this playoff run? Chet, primarily defensively, had his moments offensively, and J-Dub, that he's referred to in Oklahoma City, had a star-level season. He was an all-star this season. He was, along with Mobley and Cleveland, the only guys in the league to be all-league and all-defensive. So they have some serious talent in the core, and then the guys that surround the core are really versatile and deep and defend. And the way they defend, Chip, they're in every game. Defense always travels in any sport. So I don't foresee them making any significant changes this offseason. The guys are all back intact. The guys are all under contract. So really, they're battling themselves on some level to maintain the level of commitment and tenacity they carried the entire season a year ago. It'll be a shortened off season based on the length of the playoff run they just made. And it comes down to, can they maintain the same level of high standard they carried throughout the course of this season? There are teams in the West that are better as a result of what they've done in the offseason. Denver certainly helped itself. Houston has helped itself, adding Kevin Durant and Dorian Finney-Smith, among other guys. So the West is not getting any easier to navigate, and this team is coming back with the same core nucleus, the same roster for the most part. So we'll see. It's going to be fun to watch.
One final question for you, brother. You've been in the league for 35 years, and I'm sure you've seen quite a few changes within the league structure. Is the league better today than it was back when you first got into it?
Well, I mean, I remember watching games with you out in L.A. where we're watching the Sixers and the Lakers, and the Celtics were part of that sort of triad of just extraordinary teams. And the game then was outstanding. The game was more offensive minded than what we see today on some levels. They've gotten rid of the hand check. The 3-point shot now has totally revolutionized the game. So I think it's debatable, but I do think this is an era where the torch is being passed from Steph Curry and LeBron to some of the young guys in this league. We saw Tyrese Halliburton, unfortunately, tear his Achilles, but he's a guy that's going to be part of that transition. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to be part of that transition. The league wants Anthony Edwards to be part of that transition. We'll see if that happens. So I think the league's in good shape right now. You're going to see expansion, I think, in the next season or two, which is going to change the terrain a little bit. The collective bargaining agreement now really doesn't allow for teams, unless they're incredibly well structured long-term, to be in position to repeat. And this team is structured long-term to potentially do that. That's why we've seen 7 different champions in the last 7 seasons, which is unheard of in the NBA, the first time it's ever happened. So it really depends on what's the flavor you like. If it's, non-dominant dynasties and you like seeing a different champion every season, then this is an era for you. If you want to see that black hat that's winning every season and you love to hate him and you want to see somebody rise up and knock him off, this may not be your era. Really, it depends on what you like in pro sports.
One final question before I let you go. Your fan base in Oklahoma City is just, it's incredible. Now, you've done this for a long time, and you've done it for more than a few teams. You ever seen anything quite like the OKC fans out there?
Well, the closest is Charlotte when I first got there, and that's when they were just birthed as an NBA expansion franchise. And when they won a couple of games they shouldn't have early in their existence, that city caught fire. It's a basketball area based on the college game with Duke and North Carolina. And so initially, Chip, they had planned to seat like 15,000 in a 23,000 seat Coliseum arena that was only built to that capacity to host the ACC tournament. The Hornets win a couple games they shouldn't have. They knocked off Charles Barkley in Philly early in the season, and all of a sudden they're filling that building up. So that's the closest thing, but I've never seen the sustained passion this community and state have for the Thunder team, and the Thunder have bonded with the community. I think that's been a really important aspect to what's gone on. And honestly, it's like when they won Game 5 against Indiana in the NBA Finals and had a chance to close it out in Game 6, part of me was not wanting to see a loss in Game 6. You want to go grab the title when it presents itself.
Sure.
But I was a little saddened inside to think this might be the last home game, because that environment and that atmosphere are just, it's incredibly intoxicating. And it's really fun to be a part of when the team is rolling and, you can't hear yourself think. It's just incredible. And I think that was a big factor in this team being the best at home in the regular season and then in the playoffs as well.
Absolutely that. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Pinto, a league veteran broadcaster over 3 decades, and of course he is the play-by-play radio voice for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And most importantly, he is my brother, and I love you, and I'm so grateful that you could take some time to come on the show tonight and be with me. And I look forward to talking to you real soon.
I love you, brother, and the Memphis market has no idea the gift you are to them. So hopefully they appreciate what you bring every day, because you're as integrous and as quality a human being as I've ever met in my life. So love you, brother.
Love you too. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Right.
Take care. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Pinto from a very unique perspective in the NBA. Been around and has done it, and he's done it in a high quality for a very, very long time. And congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Let's take one more break. When we come back, we're going to shift gears and we're going to head to the kitchen or a comic book. We'll explain. This is Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. Don't go away.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
Support for WYXR comes from the Museum of Science and History, presenting the return of Laser Live, a monthly concert series running July through November in the AutoZone Sharp Planetarium. Each event features live bands with laser light shows, with WYXR DJs providing a pre-show set at 6 p.m. More information and tickets can be found at moshmemphis.com/laser-live.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
Oh, he's right about that. Welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. Chip with you, and I've had a great show so far, and we're going to end it in fine fashion as well. A lot of us like to eat. Don't look at me too closely. I'm one of those folks. But so we have our next guest is a great chef. She really is, but she also has a passion for other folks. Please welcome to the show, Chef Wykey. It's a taste of Drea's. If you're familiar, she is a caterer in this city, but she is adding another title to that. Chef Wykey, it's great to see you. How are you doing tonight?
How about yourself, Chip?
I'm doing well, thank you. And thank you so much for taking some time to come on the show this evening. Let me ask you a question in reference to your culinary skills. How long have you been a professional chef?
It's got to be about 15 years, a little over a decade, let's say that.
Okay. So what made you decide? When you were younger, did you always have a passion for food, for cooking, for understanding? I mean, how did you get into the business that you're in?
Yeah, it kind of goes back to my grandparents, just having them as well as them being a big support and showing me things that I need to know as well, like simple things, picking greens, shelling peas. So it goes back, and it piggyback when I was growing up, I like colors. So at some point I'm an artist at heart. So once I couldn't put art on a canvas, I learned how to put it on a plate. So now I learned how to mix the two together.
Wow, that's really, really interesting. And I there's a lot of folks that I know who do what you do, have picked that up from generations before us. That wise generation, that really means something, doesn't it? That root, that family heritage, is sitting around standing around watching them cook and pick and do. That did for you, right? Too, the same thing,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
It's a staple. It puts the stain on your heart, and it stays with you.
Absolutely that. So let me move forward here. You are the author of a new children's book, and I thought that was pretty interesting. First of all, tell us the name of the book and what it was that inspired you enough to write it.
So the book is Cook and Color by Chef Wykey. And my inspiration behind it is I have a great niece, which is Drea. So that's who A Taste of Drea's is named after.
Got it. Okay.
Uh-huh. I also have two nephews, so they're young. So I'm like, what better thing to do than to give them something impactful, you know what I mean? So it's basically for the children, and they were the inspiration behind me making this coloring book.
So it is a coloring book, but it does teach some lessons, does it not?
Yes.
Through it. So talk to me a little bit about what you were trying to infuse in that, because I think one of the things the headlines are about the book is that they can learn to cook, they can learn to read, they can learn to color. So talk a little bit about that.
Yes. So I have crossword puzzles in this coloring book. I have mazes. I teach them how to wash their hands, proper knife cutting skills. It hits on everything dealing with culinary as well as teaching them colors and shapes of that nature.
That to me, what I found interesting about that is because that's, we always try to leave something for our next generation. And the next generation would be these young folks. Is there any particular age range that the book is defined by?
No, I got it for ages 4 to 12.
Okay.
And it could very well go beyond that age.
So, and I think that's wonderful, and we'll tell folks where they can get it before we let you go here. But one thing I want to know is when folks who are out there do what you do, in the world of cooking, and you probably run into a whole lot of folks, and maybe people who older folks who want to get into business or understand how to do what it is that you do. What type of, from the professional aspect of your world, what advice would you give those aspiring chefs out there who might be listening?
If you're an aspiring chef, I would say get the culinary experience, get the background, get some paperwork behind it. That way, it's for me to have multiple things going on. That way, again, you always have something to piggyback off of. So like I have this coloring book. The next thing I'm going to do is seasonings. After that, I'm going to do compound butters. So I just want to keep something going. So with this coloring book, the cooking color book is by Chef Wykey. But once I brand the seasonings and the butter, that would be the collection.
Okay. So you're doing both. So you're creating seasonings and but yes. Those are obviously, and I'm not trying to be silly when I say it, two very big staples in terms of successful cooking, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are going to be my seasonal things, but the coloring book would be year round.
So again, now that we've gotten back around to the coloring book aspect, but I want to ask another question about, in reference to the cooking part of what you do. You're a caterer, successful caterer. You've been doing this for a while now, and let me just play the future for a second. In 10 years from now, where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself ever opening up your own restaurant, or are you going to continue to cater to folks? And because I've seen photos of some of your work, and it looks really, really good. So, do you have any thoughts beyond this? What do you think?
People ask me all the time, when are you going to get a restaurant? When are you going to get a food truck? I don't really think I want to gear towards that as much. I really want to go out and really be hands-on. I really want to go into the schools, maybe build gardens, bring farm to table, give kids a healthier way of eating, teach them those type of things. And if I have time to cater, yes, but my impact is for the younger group that's coming up.
Well, that's wonderful. Those are the kind of stories that I like to hear. I mean, you're thinking far beyond yourself, but you're absolutely thinking of the next generation, which I think is just amazing. So tell everybody who is interested about getting this book. Give them the title one more time and where they can find it.
Cook and Color by Chef Wykey. You can get it on Amazon. It's out right now. It's live. If you want to inbox me personally and try and get you, if you want to do a bundle, you can contact me personally, Wykey Boys on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram, A Taste of Dre's. You can find me again at Wykey Boys, Chef Boys. All those handles will get you right to me.
Chef Wykey, I'm so delighted to have you on the show. It was great to meet you. I wish you nothing but the amazing success in the future, and maybe we'll have you back down the road a little bit when you decide you want to pop in to do another project. That God knows to who, to where, to how. But don't forget about me, because I won't forget about you. Thanks for coming on the show tonight. I appreciate you.
Thank you too. Thank you, Chip.
Take care now. Take care of yourself.
Okay, good night.
All right. There you go. Hey, there's somebody, she's reaching and teaching. That's what you do. You reach and teach, and you step out. And you take what you've learned, what your knowledge base is, and what you know, and you extend yourself to other people. We have another generation moving up here, people. So we need to pay attention to all of that. And before we go, there's another broadcast, another great show coming on right after my show tonight. It's called Event Horizon. That's just the coolest name ever. The cool radio personality that hosted is Bren Butler, and of course he's my producer here, my board producer here. And Bren, enjoying your show. Are you enjoying the ride so far?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I am enjoying it. It can be a little stressful sometimes putting a show together, but that comes with it, more responsibility. But super happy to always come here on Mondays for sure.
So can you give us a little bit of a preview of what folks might be expecting between the hours of 7 and 8 p.m. Central Time?
Yeah. I like to cut up my show into 30-minute increments. That makes it easier for me. It makes it a little more fun. So the first half will be probably some Black Sabbath inspired, heavy metal with a lot of fuzz and stuff like that. Bluesy riffs, things like that. And then in the second half of the broadcast, I'll be playing what you come to expect from my radio show: some hip hop, a little bit of '90s alternative music. A little bit of an amalgamation, as always.
You the man. Brent Butler, ladies and gentlemen, host of Event Horizon, coming up in just a minute or two on this big broadcast. But as Brent plays us out, this has been a great show. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have as well. I see plenty of you on Facebook Live Line. I thank you all. GKP in the house. Jewel Parker Christian in the house as well. My brother Mike and several other people as well. Thank you, Memphis, for supporting what we do each and every week here. If you like what we do, I have one simple request. Go out and tell somebody. The more they know, the more we grow, and we want to be your source for news and information, Memphis style, each and every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Time, right here on WYXR on the FM dial. So for all of us here at Real Talk Memphis, for lovely Lola, who won't be standing behind me posing tonight because she's not here, and for Brent, of course, who's not going anywhere, he'll be right here providing you with some great music on Event Horizon, and for yours truly. Be good to each other. Take care of each other. Watch and help and support each other. Do something nice for somebody else. You'll be amazed how good it makes you feel. So as I like to always say, have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. And we